Very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the FDP team, SKIT College Jaipur, I, Dr. Ajay Srivastava, Faculty Department of Mechanical Engineering, welcome the delegates and participants on the third day, first session of Atal-sponsored 5-day FDP on Industrial Internet of Things. We are proud to have an eminent academician and researcher, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal sir, among us. We have the opportunity to hear Dr. Rajiv Agarwal sir once again in this FDP. It is a matter of great honor and privilege to welcome Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, who is currently working as an associate professor in Mechanical Engineering Department in the Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur. Prior to his current position, he served as assistant professor in the Birla Institute of Technology, Master from March 2004 to May 2018. He received his B in 1998 from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur, ME in 2001 from Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Allahabad, and doctorate in 2012 from BIT, Mesra. Dr. Rajiv Agarwal is having more than 20 years of professional experience. He is fellow of the Institution of Engineers, India. He has demonstrated his research capabilities with publishing and presenting more than 60 research papers and executing various sponsored and industrial projects. He is a member of editorial board in the International Journal of Business and Systems Research of IndoScience Publishers. He is reviewer of various international journals of repute like Transactions on Systems, Man and Cybernetics, Part A, Systems and Human. He is actively involved in bringing industrial orientation to the engineering education systems in India, working with several industries, statutory bodies, and other R&D organizations. Demonstrating research capability in terms of research papers published and presented, including the IEEE Export Proceedings, Springer, Emerald, and Science Direct and IndoScience Publishers, and currently having various sponsored and industrial consultancy. Dr. Rajiv Agarwal currently managing research projects that includes automation, Lean Six Sigma, robotics, supply chain design, and reconfigurable manufacturing systems, and application of computational intelligence techniques on industrial engineering. One of the objectives of his current research is to convert quickly for the production of new product by providing customized flexibility and can be improved, updated, and reconfigured in response to fluctuating demands in automotive companies situated in India. On behalf of Atal-sponsored FDP team, SKIT College, I extend a hearty welcome and express our gratitude to Dr. Rajiv Agarwal for accepting our invitation to grace this occasion. Now, I request Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, sir, to kindly enlighten the audience by sharing your knowledge on topic cyber physical systems. Over to Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Lamsin, for introducing me and giving a brief about my bio. I welcome all the participants on the day 3 of Atal FDP on Industrial Internet of Things. I hope you must be having a very fruitful learning. So I'm once again back and with the topic assigned to me, that is cyber physical system. So I hope my voice is now clear and it is coming clearly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I would be having a multiple application. I would be demonstrating a multiple application of cyber physical system along with rather 3 case studies. So primarily case study on a multi-agent system with coordination. So already my academic research credential has been shown to all of you. So my presentation, I will just directly move to presentation outline. And whenever Dr. Archin, whenever any sort of disturbance, let me know in that point of time only. Okay. So there are number of definitions has evolved of cyber physical system, and there are number of applications. So we seeing those application and how these application has emerged and evolved in the last, I can say, 15-16 years. What are the enabling technology for cyber physical system, and what are the research prospect scenario for the researcher like us, and how we can take the various topics and work on these areas. And as I told, I would be giving one case study on multi-agent system with coordination. The question is, we have been hearing the cyber physical system in various forums. So we wanted to understand how these and what are the enabling features of cyber physical system. Before that, we wanted to understand what is actually and who people are working in cyber physical systems. So we should know actually, because in research community, we wanted to understand how our people, how researchers are doing, and then how actually what are the various development are being taken place. So where are the CPS has been applied, and what are the trends? So these two questions I would be giving you, because this Atal course is very, very important. This cyber physical system topic has going to deliver a very important question of engineering preparation at university around the world. So there are trends and challenges of CPS. So this FDP is going to give the answers, because if you see the university around the world, so they have involved this in curriculum. And how the CPS engineering preparation to be improved. So these questions to be answered, and surely this particular talk will give you insight about that. Now, in this particular point of time, I am just giving you online talk. We can precisely tell whatever cases, whosoever we wanted to have to reduce healthcare cost. Down the line, if you go in up 10 years, 20 years, this healthcare will be always be there. The first goal of any technology should be reduced healthcare cost. That is very important, not now, but down the line. And then second thing is, since traffic congestion is one issue, it is not about the road traffic. It can be a air traffic. It can be a traffic in water. So how this congestion going to avoid, and how this CPS is going to give the solution for that. And CPS is a technology which is actually giving this. Now, if you see the newspaper in since last for last week, so you can say there are 17 sustainable development goals which WHO has given. Rather, various statutory body has given. So we are very lacking. We are in 150s and 170s ranking that, and government is slowly emphasizing that, and then we are moving ahead to getting this zero net energy. So energy has to be used as a sustainable energy, and that is one aim. So for that, this course is actually giving you this industry IoT, which is a new industrial paradigm, ignited by various disruptive technologies. And cyber physical system is actually integrating these three people. So product, people, and processes. So we would be having all such kind of exposure in this. How to actually take this. In this particular area, then the first question is how the skill gap, how industry is looking forward to close the skill gap. As I told you, this particular area which is trying to give industry solution for that. So they wanted to make their enterprise future problem proof for taking advantage of digital opportunity. We can understand that how it is happening in this particular time. And industry is actually looking for innovative advancement that should not only profit business, but they grow to manufacturing operations and focused on global scale.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sir,
yes.
There is a slight disturbance, so it's better, sir, if you can switch off your camera.
Okay, just 1 second.
Thank you.
So now, if you say the status in India, so I will be giving a status in India, how actually this particular cyber physical system is growing in India. Since majority of Indian industries has certain geographical limits. Now, by advent of digital technology, there are a number of tremendous amount of data is coming in and around the web and cloud. So now India has started exploring program in different parts of cyber physical system and IoT. So first foremost, if you are wanted to do research in cyber physical system, if you are attending this, hearing this talk, please note down this. If you wanted to do research, so cyber physical system is a big umbrella. So you can go to this predictive technology or you can work on securities of cyber physical. These are the upcoming area where researchers are working. So these two areas you can actually work, and that will be giving you wider dissemination of your research. Now, Government of India has established a mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical system. So that is what we call is NMICPS, National Mission of Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. So for that, DST Department of Science and Technology has allocated a more than 3,660 crore for the period of 5 years. The mission of this have a strong foundation and ecosystem for CPS technology. For enabling this, there are 25 technology innovation hub has already established around the country. You can see in north, these are the various IITs which has now, and there are a number of in western region. You can say this company, these particular institutes has come up with centers, and IIT Tirupati is the main hosting center for all. So you can see they have given a various areas and they are working in CPS areas, only exclusively cyber physical system. Now, if you go to serve side, then you can still, your organization also can apply for TIH hub. TIH, that is Technology Innovation Hub. And how you can be eligible for that? If you have your institute ranking is less than 50 NFF ranking, then you are eligible for that. What this mission is doing, this mission is actually working in all kind of areas. So basically, they have center of excellence So institute has become a center of excellence. And so basically mini ministry which will be working and supporting projects and receiving projects. And there are areas in translational research, fundamental knowledge, new knowledge, activity, application, and primarily agriculture, manufacturing, transport, water, and logistic people. So there are a number of areas: fundamental knowledge, new knowledge, activity, application. These TIS is working area of cyber physical system only for these applications. So these are some primarily area like in cyber physical system. National Mission of Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System is primarily working in every TIHS hub has given a certain task. Some are given a AI machine learning, some are given a Internet of Things, and some are given a advanced communication system, some for cyber security. This is the Indian scenario, and if you see the mainframe computing evolution, then you can actually see there are 4 revolution has actually came. One is mainframe computing, which is in 60-70. Second was desktop computing. Third is ubiquitous computing, where numerous computing device in every place. And now we are working in this era is called cyber physical system. Now, what is precisely cyber physical system? In next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you details for that one. So basically, CPS is a combination of physics and cyber components which are potentially network and tightly connected. I will be giving you various definitions. Cyber physical system. So basically, physics is about plant, process, and system. And they are connected with cyber, which is computational code itself. And these two has got an interface. So to convert digital to analog and analog to digital. So that is what actually CPS has evolving. There is one important technology which is there, which is called embedded system. So I will be highlighting what is exactly this. So embedded system with physical environment. Now, which is what cyber physical system is. And this this embedded system is actually individual working computer or system is computing and working an algorithm and giving the solution. If you have this physical environment together, then this cyber physical environment is evolving. So this concept came in 2006. Need of integration of physical world with computer system. So you may be getting a solution how IoT is different with this CPS system and how this CPS is integrating computation, networking. So basically, embedded computers on network are monitoring and controlling physical processes. That is why this one area is called embedded system. So this is one area, embedded system. Very, very upcoming field, and people are working in this. Where So basically, this network monitor and control physical processes, which will be affecting computational. So as I told, I would be giving a various definition for that. So let us try to understand each word. What is cyber? It is a computation, communication, and control, so which are discrete, logical, and switched. Now, physical, natural, or human-made system is governed by laws on physics and operating in continuous time, real-time data. So, if you talk about cyber physical system, they are cyber and physical system are tightly integrated in all scales and levels. So, if you establish any factory, so factory had got a certain space. So, whenever you are going to expand after 5 or 10 years, you want more and more space. So now, if you wanted to increase production, so space is required. So scaling is that what exactly in CPS, which is important. So CPS is basically transforming how we are going to interact. So in CPS, scaling is very important issue, which can be integrated without physical boundaries. So I would be giving a one case study where there are 3 different factories are situated in distant location and how the one product is being manufactured there. So I will be giving a one case study for that. So what we have came to know just now is CPS basically are physical engineering system where operations are monitored, coordinated, controlled, integrated by computing and communication. So basically, you are converging C, computation, communication, information, control. Now, I am just recapping this embedded system where network monitors and control physical processes. And you are getting this particular feedback. In this particular concept map, I will be highlighting each and everything. CPS is basically requiring cyber security, as I told you. It's requiring improved design tools. It has an application in communication, consumer energy, infrastructure, transportation, all. So we will be seeing this application one by one, and it has got a feedback system. So their network. So there is one word called adaptive, one word called predictive. So adaptive means based on current inputs, output are changed based on various input. Now, if you have got now I will give you a simple example of that. Suppose you have a speed, feed, depth of cut for any part. Suddenly speed is increasing or feed is increasing. Now depth of cut. So based on that, for making the same or good surface finish, other parameter will change. Now certain gap has occurred. Suppose during machining, RPM of your tool is very high, but certain gap has occurred. So during that time, RPM will reduce. So that is what adaptive is. In predictive, I told with the help of various agent, you can understand how your tool, your workpiece, how your tool is giving surface finish and workpiece is getting a good surface finish. So feedback system has to be intelligent, real time. And if you talk about cyber security, it has to be a very preventive through various attack interaction, because now software, if you say software is the solution or software is opportunity, then this is the threat which is coming. So based on that, now most of the automotive companies are now has got an 8-bit computer chip system. Now recently what has happened in one automobile company, they have to comply with the order, government order of some certain Euro norms for pollution prevention. So NOx in carbon monoxide limit, the certain limit has to be maintained for that, and beyond that, the exhaust should not go beyond that. So what one company did, they tempered the 8-bit computer system, and whatever exhaust is coming, so there were certain after certain label that exhaust is not showing. So NOx and CO2. So whosoever is actually checking that, the carbon monoxide and NOx, which was never shown beyond the limit, irrespective of vehicle age, irrespective of fuel. So that was the one threat. So people are now working how to actually tackle this. There are certain design methodology. If you as a researcher wanted to work on cyber physical system, you can work on modeling analysis of various hybrid heterogeneous models. You can work on interoperability, time synchronization. As I talked about scalability, that can be approached through various modularity. So modularity is about how to have from one system, how you can have number of different outputs. You can synthesize this, interface with legacy system, and finally validation verification. So before that, you need to have simulation. You have to have a certain models, and which has to certify and assure for that. So this is actually complete concept map of cyber physical system. I will hold for some more seconds. If you have any question in that, you can please post a query in chat box, and I can able to answer this in certain in the real time basis. I'm constantly monitor your chat box so that you can able to just no question answer separate season, so you can actually have these questions during this talk only. So till that particular time, if you have, you can say, basically you are having a physical world with how you can achieve that with type of sensors. Real-time computation, you have embedded system. How decision through control. So yesterday we saw the control system through fuzzy. So precise execution is required, and ultimately you are one thing is intact, which is communication network. One of the example is smart grids for power generation and distribution. So you wanted to divert some kind of. So yeah, my question is coming. Yeah, CPS with soft computing. So you will soon getting these answers. CPS has any constraint with respect to computational capacity. So CPS is certainly how embedded wireless system play a role in CPS. Surely, you will get the answer in next 5-10 minutes. So this particular CPS is all about complete integration of physical world. So CPS is not giving any computation. Embedded system is giving that. That is why I'm just trying to give you certain examples. I will be giving this highlight that cyber infrastructure is basically about sensing, computing, communication. So you may have a hardware for that and software for that, which is going to internally monitor.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. So there is a slight voice breaking, sir. Your voice is breaking.
Okay, one second. Just hold. Just one second. So I hope my now voice is coming.
Yes, sir. So now it's okay.
Yeah. So the purpose, basically, if you see the two things, you are having a system which is coupling cyber and physical world. This is called cyber physical. What is cyber here? Method of ensuring proper order. Cyber is giving sequence, and physical you are getting a real time output. Now, event synchronization, cyber is having a synchronous in properties in discrete and physically continuous mode. So structure is computing abstractions. There are between cyber and physical, which I am just going to give you. In a nutshell, if I give you a recap of those, so you have a system, a physical system, where you have a certain decisions, action in physical state and info is required. So this particular chain, decision, action, physical state, info, is continuously in device is happening. The human being is actually continuously giving a certain kind of monitor, certain kind of inputs. These different devices are a part of system, and one system are part of system. So one company, automobile company, has one particular factory set up in Nasik. So they have another set up in Bombay, another set up in Gujarat. So they're all three plants are connected. All plants are connected. So that is what exactly. Now, if you see the key things, conceptualization, realization, assurance, you have to use models. You have to design, produce, operate CPS. You have to augment claims evidence for assurance. That is why augmented reality, virtual reality is coming in for assuring that. And these particular things are working in number of domains, including healthcare, manufacturing, transportation. The aspects can be this. The national aspect has to be ensured that. Day before yesterday, I have shown this figure, and now it's RFID, wireless sensor network, IoT. It has interconnectedness, and you can say that ubiquitous computing. There's one word called self-reconfigurable capability. Reconfigurable capability. Based on number inputs, suddenly load has increased. So based on that, output has to be configured. For that, CPS is giving a basic infrastructure to enable IoT. So you may have sensors, you may have monitoring. Basically, this participant was asking about difference between these two, cyber physical system and embedded. Here the answer: cyber physical system is integrating computation, networking physical processes, and embedded computers and network monitor and control physical processes. Now, I hope I am able to give the answer to the one participant. So the question was asked to me is CPS has any constraint in respect to computation facility? So that is the answer. Embedded computers which are monitoring, controlling that. Regarding computing capacity, embedded system is actually giving the solution for that. And capacity there. Once you have a Now CPS and soft computing. So embedded system is basically, soft system is basically giving an algorithm and having a solution. So embedded system is a part of that. That was one question. Another question was CPS, embedded wireless system, playing a role. So this is the role which is now coming. So now you can able to see this. If you're able to see these slide very effectively, please try to make yourself comfortable with where you have to work in which area. So embedded system, the purely people from computer science, electronics people who actually working in there. Embedded is a field which are upcoming field. No, I was talking about actually IC architecture. So first C was the connection. So you have to have a connection. So you have a suppose one machine tool. So you have to have it all data which is coming in a local server. And then this data has to be converted. So you have to have a sensors. So what you are sensing? Speed, variance, your number operation will be going on, and machine level data. And then you are trying to checking the health assessment of whole workpiece machine, and this particular machine is that. So that is what new word which is called cyber. So that is what spindle cyber twin, bearing cyber. So they are having a record of your data and machine cyber twin. So last 6 months data, based on that you can predict how the machine is working in next 6 months. So that is what previously was happening. Anybody has got a CNC machine. So if CNC machine was not working, so you have to call a person from Chennai, Bangalore, Bombay. Then he will come after 3 days. He will say, no, this component is not working. Now your machine is online. So you can start your server. Then from remote location, he can actually diagnose it, and he can actually figure out that what error has come, and then he can fix that. So basically, in cognition level, machine is basically continuously controlling of the quality check, and this product quality check is continuously being monitored. So this particular thing is happening through one software called Agent. So I will be giving you this case study in next couple of minutes. So you are having a self-re-optimized machine for quality requirements, for efficiency requirements. Adjust. So advisory suggestion. So you should use this metal, this material, or then product quality may be in this way. So this is very important takeaway for all the participants to understand how CPS is working at the device level, at the machine level, how the data is being captured, how continuously is being monitored, how this quality check is being maintained, and how self-optimization has been done. So this is 5C architecture. Now, these five, if you add these 5C, there are 3 basic things are coming up. One is physical world, where your component, motor, bearings, spindle, machines, and the whole production setup. where the continuously data are being monitored through data-driven model. As I told, this is a one agent, watchdog agent. This was a one particular agent which has developed by and given in the research paper by Professor J. Lee. So I will talk about agent. So we have a very detailed case study on the agent, where I will tell you how this agent is taking care of this data and how they are synthesizing this different virtual component machine and production line. Where cyberspace, you have got a model, you have a risk analysis chart, you have that certain machine cluster is there. So this is with the cyberspace world. These are methodology, you can say architecture. Now, I will advise all of you to concentrate on what we are seeing here. So we have seen the three level, we have seen three things. One is called 5C. We have seen the physical world, cyber physical systems space, and we have seen this computation layer. We are just trying to give you the framework. So computation layer, where you have a raw data collection, you are integrating this, processing this, interpretation of this, and where you have a certain kind of architecture which is giving you learning and making intelligent decisions. And you have got a middleware layer which is shop floor equipped with CPS component. So you have got a middleware. You have got a middleware in every particular computation layer. You have got a code CNC machine, and you have got a machine which is conditioning, monitoring, and perform prediction. So your tool, machine, AGV, robot, staff, RFID, all are having connection here. These are all connected in three layers: connection layer, middleware layer, and computation layer. So I hope you are able to understand this framework, methodology, 5C architecture. So we are trying to see the various evolving definitions and then framework. Now, if you sum up all these, then you can say what we have just not talked, concept map. So you have a feedback system, you have a scalability options, you have a validation, you have a specification modeling, you have a cyber security, and you have a wireless sensing. This we have talked about. I'm just giving a recap of that. In now a couple of next slides, you are trying to see the all sort of application these areas. So I am just putting down for some seconds. I am getting some messages. So I don't know. So whenever till particular dates I delivered There are many talk in many places. I do not know what is happening with, maybe is this particular learning management system which may have got certain interoperability issues. So please, if you are hearing voice, please see. You may have a sense of what I am to tell. So for this research scenario in cyber physics system, I will be having number of case studies. First case study is the area of flying autonomous robot, humanoids, and advanced sensors. You have heard about sensors. So you may have seen these sensors. Now you will try to see how this has converted into the product and how cyber physical system is taking advantage of these and making a good application for society. So you may have heard about SOM robotics. So SOM is the single of SOM, which you can see in this every house or every second house. But based on that, there is one algorithm, SOM intelligence has come, and based on that, SOM robotics has evolved, and based on that, modeling has been made. To having a certain output, to execute certain input, and processing with the help of SOM intelligence. So all this CPS computation requiring with the help of this machine learning and neural network processing. So here I will be able to see, and you can ask any particular application. The first is flying autonomous robot. So why we are talking in cyber physical system? So here I am trying to see how these three things are connected: physical world, how computational real-time computation are there, and how actually. So you have heard about this word, Amazon. This is one company who is e-commerce company, but you may not have heard this. So whenever you order any product, you are getting this order delivered to your door by human being. In certain part of USA, part is being delivered by Amazon Prime Air. Facebook drone. Have you heard about Facebook? You have heard about drone, but this Facebook drone is another application which is coming up by Facebook. I will tell you what exactly it is. Nano hummingbird. You have heard about bird. You have heard about this, but you may not heard about this. So what is the application of this? I am going to give you details. So first is Amazon Prime Air. It is a basically new delivery system that deliver package within 30 minutes using unmanned vehicle. You can able to product being unloaded in factory, taken through drone, and decision where it has to maneuver. It is actually now computation is being occur in each and every stage. So it is taking its path. It is moving beyond through various field, placed at the doorstep of customer. Now customer has came and he got the product delivered. He got this product. So that is the first application where cyber physical system is making their system. Now, if you are really interested in this research area, cyber physical system, you can read this book by Jung Suk Hum, where core of this is focusing on commercial available drones, which is offering CPS, using 3D autonomous flying in classroom conditions, where various drone technology, location sensor, imaging system. So there are three things are coupling. Imaging in each and every real time. It being analyzed, computing, making various algorithm for that. And flying procedures. Serial photography, where communication between sensor and actuator controller through CPS bidirectional bridging. So that is the one very important development is being taken place and evolving this. If you wanted to work in CPS area, this is one of the area you can work. I just talked about Facebook drone. You can see here, this is one aircraft which has got a solar powered aircraft. What is actually doing here? This Facebook drone is providing internet to the whole world. Free internet. Now Facebook has started this. So this where certain devices, so they are providing certain network with solar enabled drones. Yes. So various parts of Africa. Here you can see there's a solar power. Not or are certain.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Sir, your voice is breaking, sir, a little.
Okay. Voice. Your voice more, and now it is breaking more.
No, sir. In between, sir, sometimes it will break. Otherwise, it's okay, sir.
Otherwise, it's okay. So switch. I have a two internet connections. So I am switching to one to another. So I was just trying to ask the earlier one.
At this moment, it is okay, sir. And now, when you're interacting,
Okay.
so it's okay.
Okay. So this was the news in one channel. So this drone is providing internet. No issue. During video. Another is nano humming robot. Now you can see for surveillance and defense purpose. It is used for detective purpose. Why? Because during humming action, no surveillance agency, because its frequency, no surveillance agency, it detects its frequency. That is why this nano humming robot is largely being used in industry. See this. This was a lab where it is moving and being tested. So you can actually work in this area as well. You can work in this area. Another word is humanoid. You have heard about robots, you have heard about humanoid. But what you are trying to see in next couple of minutes will be more than that. Here, you actually wanted to reduce human effort. You have to perform tasks precisely in widely being industry. So where you have to have a sensors, not only sensors, but you have to have advanced sensors. So this sensor has to be 3D vision sensor. It has to be very smart, and it has to be, now how 3D vision sensors are working, it is capturing three-dimensional view of any object. So sensor is giving a data. So I am giving you any particular, if you are taking, suppose you are checking your various health parameters. So you are taking a single parameter, but here three-dimensional view of any object has been taken. We are wearing a watch where LEDs are infrared range, which is reflected by sensor by target. Sensor are working there, but I am not going to give you the fundamental of that. I am going to give you the application of this, where it works on light suppression technology. Using grayscale image, pixel by pixel. So this is the way how sensors are working. It's capturing, reflecting back the light to the target, background light suppression technology, and grayscale image. Now, you have seen various movies where if you're talking to somebody, it's in front of you. So there is here you can have seen how this certain image is being converted. So what are the cases of cyber physical system and intelligence sensor? I'm just giving you small case study in that self-sustaining intelligent sensor nets for production. So basically, various sensors are being integrated in production environment and giving a energy efficient and reliable sensor communication. Basically, the problem is how to interlink these information efficiently. So for that, self-sustaining and intelligent net for production has been carried by one university from Germany. And what they did, how to design sensor and how to realize sensor communication, how to achieve. So you wanted to work in sensor, so you can work in this area, you can work in communication, you can work in intelligent sensing net. So for that, basically you can see the sensors are there, how these sensors are communicating with each other, how these sensors are communicating with your central system, and then processes are being optimized here. So in certain point of time, you can see in the factory, one product is moving from here to here. There, number of sensors are actually tracking their certain parameters, or these parameters are constantly monitored. So basically, it's a sensor communicating with each other, sensor communicating with central system, and then giving a decision for intelligent output. So basically, this was the result of self-sustaining intelligent sensor. It's basically theory has been given in this paper how to construct the sensor net, how to bridge the combined sensor for intelligent application. And we validated these sensors were successfully applied in one automobile company in Germany. So research are being involved, implemented in one factory. Now, you have seen this interactive display.
Sorry to say, interrupt you, sir. Your voice is not coming, sir.
Yeah, I am not speaking at all.
Okay.
Please see this, then I will help give you. Yeah. Basically, I was not speaking during this video. Basically, my basic interaction was I was trying to give you the various application of advanced 3D sensors. Now you have seen first interactive display. Now, future is about how one lady has come up. Now, what is the future is now very short amount of time you can say. Now advertisement was in billboard. Now wherever this lady was moving, the advertisement was moving. You can see this person was moving. So advertising billboard was moving with the help of the same person. So how this advertising is behaving with person and attracting this. That is what interactive billboard. Okay, that was the first thing. You can see the interactive billboard is happening. So how this billboard is actually interacting with individual human being with that help of 3D interactive sensor. That was the first application I told. Now, second was you can see there's certain human being is moving and then advertisement is also giving a response. Now there is a picture, the video was shown. One lady was trying to see which particular outfit is looking better for her. She's checking the various designs and trying to figure out how that looking good in her picture. So that is what interactive mirror, which is now future. And again, this is one of a possible application. That is basically now, if you are buying a spectacles, so start sensors, you can actually this kind of how lady here one lady wanted to go in one here we are having it currently we are having a display which is the physical display where this is interactive display. She wanted to, so she's what she's doing, she's simply going into various movement and now she can go and wherever her interest is, she's moving into that place. Third is now during this point of time we wanted to understand limited people and how one person should have a social distancing with other. So this is one security law where only one person can add. Security check is there where anti-tailgating security systems. These are the applications which are coming and largely being integrated with cyber with help of this cyber physical system being activated. Login access for only one, and there are action passes there, and you can see that one. So how certain security is being involved here. This you have already seen. There are PS station where 3D interactive gesture games are there. So one lady wanted to change the channel. So this camera is there, and she is actually changing that camera. You can see changing the channel through a particular application as well. You can see this. She's changing channel only gesture only. So any question after this? If you have got any question, let me know. I hope I was clear during this whole talk, during this explanation of this video. Dr. Ruchi, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
At the moment, sir,
Yeah.
The questions are on the.
No, I'm continuing.
There's one question from Mr. Vinay Singh Marvel, sir. So that he is appreciating that it is highly informative session and coming technologies. And
Mhm.
and the earlier questions were, sir, you have already explained that is difference
Yes.
between CPS and soft computing and
Yes.
embedded bias.
So,
Very informative.
so I'm just continuing with that. I'm continuing with that. So,
Okay, okay, sir. Sure, sir.
so SOM of robotics. SOM is one. Now you can see in the node, their number of SOM is always going into one group. So they have got a certain quality, that is cooperation, and they are learning with each other. So this algorithm has developed through nature. So that SOM intelligence has come with. Where multi-robot system and self-assembly, that is the one system which has taken from this only. Now you can see in this video, there are a number of robots. They have given a one task which is being continuously monitored by one's wireless surveillance device. Once they execute this task, then their red light will become green. Just watch this video very carefully. What you have seen actually in this video, various device is actually taking and aligning these various intelligent robot, and once they complete this task, the red light become green. Now they have executed their task, and they are still executing this task and continues to being monitored by one surveillance device. And again, you can see chair from one place to another place, chair being displayed, and this is for personal purpose, moving object from one place to another place. So that is what one group of, there are no SOM, which is always work in group. So based on that, this SOM intelligence software has come up. So now you are going to see very, very important application of machine learning neural network processing, where you can see the advancement of processing speed. अभी हम बात कर रहे थे कि now we were talking about how cutting tool machine our data is being continuously monitored. Now I am going to give you the one case study which is giving a perfection of output, how processing speed and perfection outputs are being given. So there are three things are majorly being chosen. One is image, character is being recognized, their face is being recognized. So this real-time image processing giving an accurate and fast result. Now just see this one video where one robot is playing table tennis with human being. Now just see this and watch this, how these three things are coordinating with it. See this. So robot is playing a robot with human being. So image recognition, the ball is coming. Now robot is continuously tracking this ball and then giving the faster response. So that is what is image recognition and response. Robot is So how human being is same way robot is actually behaving. So this is advanced machine learning, advanced natural processing. That is what is. So based on that, various application has came in cyber physical system, where controlling a double arm robot, they are programmed for material distribution. So again, Germany, as we have seen, Germany is the one company, Germany is one country who is actually implementing Industry 4 and started Industry 4, where they are aggressively implementing these technology, where self-organized providing line. So basically, in this particular, they are providing a virtual space for controlling double arm robot, where 20 kg material is transferred from roller line to double arm robot. So when there is only box left, the sensor located in roller line recognize and information to stop further pickup activity. So there are operations directly applied in industry, self-recognizing of roller providing line. Next was the self-control of movement. With the help of sensor, it is taking self mark green, it can see self. If it is full, robot can stop distribution activities. Third was the safety control, where visual utilization of so-called safety eye, where virtual space defined in red and the function of virtual space to monitor where during the operation of robot. Basically, that was the project of virtual space for controlling of double arm robot. Basically, here application of sensor for smart arm has been applied. Now, you are going to see advanced of this. There is one person who has got two bats in his hand. He's playing simultaneously with 5 robots. Now, ball, there are 2 different balls. Will be giving back to the robots, and how the robot will sense this ball and communicate with another robot, so that the return will be given by different robot. There will be no collision during this game. You can very well see this. Have you seen this? What I am just repeating this. So where you can actually see this, you just saw that the 5 different robots are playing with one human being with different ball. And these 2 balls are continuously being sensed. And the 2 robots are not only communicating with each other, but coordinating that with certain output without having any sort of delay. There's no delay at all. You see, there's no delay at all. So these are the highly application which just now have given. So CPS has applied in manufacturing, transportation, infrastructure, care, emergency responses, and defense as well. There are a number of applications. Just now I have shown those applications in defense. You have seen humming robot, emergency response. these particular various application can be employed. Where in healthcare, the need is in healthcare now. Smart buildings or energy efficient building, transportation, there are number of applications there. So there are number of agencies who are classifying this smart house. Earlier you was having a smart mobile, now a smart house. People are going for smart car. So again, has certain classification in industrial consumer IoT, oil refinery, smart grid, where efficient energy control management is there. Then water treatment, improve water quality, water need to be clean. Major challenges. So there are one question from major challenge. To see CPA as a whole, you have to see. That's why I have done a single. I will, if I give you now, आप develop करो CPA's instruction. That's why during last half an hour, you have seen that one different application has got a certain output. Where nano humming robot, Facebook drone. So these are the various application, and you have to go in the one area. You have to choose one area. Challenge is how to integrate this. Challenge is how to has a interoperability issue, because there is one robot is also there which is communicating with one machine, and machine is communicating with the certain another factory. So that interoperability is a big issue, where XML, there is a number of interoperability languages is coming up. So SCADA, have you heard about SCADA, which is supervisory computational automated data acquisition system, which is controlling monitoring devices. Smart cars. Now again, this cyber physical system has applied in supply chain, where real-time delivery now seen Amazon drone. So mental efficiently. There are a number of robots which are in number of applications. This robot was developed in MIT for gardening system. See, combination of sensing, manipulation, navigation. In manufacturing, robot aims to achieve a systematic integration, where simultaneously this robot is having a wireless communication, and they are all connected with cloud server computing. The embedded system is there, and storage of cloud customer based on customer requirement. Certain amount of layer is there to having cooperation with self-awareness. We have just saw these application in these three particular area, and we have seen this where your condition, performance, scheduling, control are continuously being monitored. So this is middleware layer. In connection layer, where all the physical devices are there. Computation layer, all the raw data collection, interpretation is there. Very upcoming application you people can work in healthcare. Where data is being collected. I can give you the certain application which is the part of today's industry and working in this healthcare. So number of wearable devices. So there are patient-centric healthcare application. Now, 3-4 things. Now what is happening through video surveillance video, you can actually show you to the certain doctor through video only. But if doctor wanted to have a real-time data, so what is changing your parameter, and based on that, next 2-3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks are being predictive, and based on that, your various medicines are being prescribed. Very emerging field in this science, physical system in this award. So there was one company who got this particular award care system, and they are really working in this. Smart building and other things, I don't want to. Actuator is working in not only in heating but fans. One very important application is greenhouse emission. How much carbon dioxide being emitted for applying in each every devices. So you need to reduce energy consumption. You need to have energy efficiency. You can work in either of this area. Transportation is where you have a number of, you don't have a, basically another vehicle is communicating another. So future is coming with self-driving car. Self-driving car. Now we are having Uber services in your city. So you order for certain, you go on their app, you wanted to go in certain place. Yeah, you choose the destination and then Uber takes you, and then you are moving with the spending certain amount of. But what is happening in certain part of America? Now Uber is having a self-driving trucks. So where trucks are being constantly going in certain speed from one location to another location. So they are actually, without the help of human being, they are moving one place to another place for more than 1,000 kilometers. So that where cyber vehicle to vehicle, so robot is moving, so that has to communicate with another vehicles in another place. These are companies we used in transportation. Smart factory, I have already shown you there. In a smart factory, there are certain devices which are having a physical resource layer. So you can work in either this area. You can start working in this. You cannot directly integrate all this simultaneously. You have to work in either this networking, either this cloud application layer or terminal layer. You can monitor the sub performance. So slowly, because this is a multidisciplinary area where you have to have a certain, which should be exhibit this amount of work in that. So there are certain tools. If you want to develop this, you have to use unified markup language, extended markup language. So you wanted to develop this. So there are certain available tools out there. Windows JIT tools, Notepad plus program editor. You can work on this. XML is like you have HTML, hypertext markup language. For website, HTML is being used. XML, where one device, how one device is communicating with another device. So it will work. It is working on interoperability. So there are a number of architectures are there. So you have to work on those areas. If you are working in manufacturing, you can work in smart supply chain. You can work in asset monitoring. You can work in predictive analysis. You can work in personalized product. So where you can work in automation, you can work in maintenance. Likewise, you can work in inventory tracking, real-time monitoring. This is better than traditional manufacturing system because of these. Line are continuously being monitored. supply chain are smart because you have earlier you have a physical realizable objects. Here you have to have a identity RFID tags and sensor, which is allowing a process automation. Then predictive analysis, monitor equipment and their performance, data visualization. So data visualization is where you can see the data. It's not about 1, 2, 3. You can see through various chart how data is behaving, how particular, suppose welding defect behaving in the one person was asking about challenges to develop. You have to have a key enabling technology for you. Ultimately, you need to abstract CPS, data management, data interference, then big data analysis. How rare data integration, processing, interpretation. So either you can work in this area or big data or decision making environment. I have again one case study for all of you, how you can work. So I will be showing a multi-agent system for integrating the CPS. So people are working in this different area. There are, as I told you, you have to search various database, Web of Science, Scopus. You have to go their publication trend. You have to see which are the top authors. You have to see what are the subject area. You can search cyber physical system or manufacturing system or manufacturing, and you can search various document actually. You can see how publication trends are there, how various authors are behaving, how their publication, in which kind of database their publication are there, and you need to understand this very carefully. So, next 15 minutes, I am going to give you one more case study in detail, where 3 different companies are situated in 3 different places. Where number of documents, this is what we call data visualization. You are seeing this data. Manufacturing में कितने people, some who are working. So that is exactly you are working in. So some people has to work on that, and some people has to work on this. So CPS case study. Now I am going to, in next 15 minutes, I am just giving you case study on multi-agent system. So you all must be using an email. Are you using email? Yes. So how you are seeing email? Whatever is latest email has come, you are seeing that email. But if you wanted to see older email first, so you have one button, older email. So what, in one button you are changing that, and suddenly older email are coming up. So that is what called agent. You have given instruction, and you have output with you. So that is what agent is. Now one agent is working with another agent. That is what multi-agent is. So agent has got autonomy. Agent has got self-action. And agent has. So somebody was asking between CPS and digital twin. So I will answer this in a couple of minutes. No issue for that. Huh? So there is one project of Grace project. They were having object to integrate process and quality using multi-agent system. So you may see कि बहुत बड़ा सिस्टम है. मैं इसको बहुत सिंप्लीफाई करके आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ. एक मशीन टूल. There are machine tools which has scheduling, with number of agents. So यहाँ पर ये agent है. These are RA agents. How their agents are communicating with each other. ये हम अभी एक simple multi-agent system for integrating quality in process. Agent है जो कि data continuously ले रहा है, save कर रहा है, and then processing and communicating with others. So I will be giving you this. Wanted to improve efficiency and product quality, number of agents are there. So this is agents. मैं आपको बताने agents कैसे work करते हैं. So what agent does? The agent collects the shop floor data in distributed manner and perform data analysis in real time and process inspecting operation parameters. So basically, you have to increase efficiency, optimize parameter, and efficient inspection test. So let us try to see this one case study. Now, next 15 minutes, please concentrate in this case study. There is a one case study to transform company from local factory to global enterprise. What they are doing? They are monitoring plant floor assets, decision for outsourcing means you do not have a certain machine to process that, how to outsource that, and continuously monitoring. Update information knowledge about capability limits. So I'm just simulating one environment. So you have got a 3 factory, factory 1, factory 2, and factory 3. You have got a one object which require a number of operations. So in this factory, there is certain amount of operation are being executed. Another factory, certain amount of operation. So one product may have number of operations in different factories with different geographical locations, with different manufacturing capabilities. So what is happening? One factory having 4 machines, 4 different fixtures and 8 tools. Now this is one part. I'm just giving you part. ये एक part है जिसमें 19 features हैं. You can see F19. You have one different. This is called features, which are requiring a 23 operations. So these are the one features. This is one prismatic part. Okay. Object in this case study was to make an algorithm optimal or near optimal for this part to minimize production cost and time. So this is our objective. कि हमको we need. So this has got 2 objectives. So this is the classic example of multi-objective optimization. Anybody is working in multi-objective optimization. So we are optimizing 2 things: cost and time simultaneously. So this cost and time are expressed mathematically, modeled, and expressed by cost and time parameter. Means whatever modeled are in 2 way only, cost and time. Overall objective function has model. So that is cost and that is time. And optimization agent can give optimal solution using one algorithm. So there are a number of algorithms. So this algorithm are called DNA algorithm. Question is, there is multi-agent system where computer-aided process planning, distributed computer process planning for e-manufacturing environment. Now I am going to give you very detailed description of agent. Just see here, multi-agent system. So here user are there. They are communicating with multiple network communication protocol by XML, core by HTML. They have got a manufacturing one. So here you are developing mathematical modeling, planning, you are using algorithm, and you have got a multi-agent. So you have got a resource agent where how many machines, part are there, you have got a task agent, you have got a resource database management, and then they are connected with different member service information resource. Basically, what you are trying to do is you are trying to meet the planning scheduling for resource integration, request on function features or e-manufacturing system. Few people can work on this area, agent-based manufacturing, where agents enabling new information sharing, distribution operation, coordination, cooperation with autonomous. We have saw in this talk, and where all agents form a multi-agent system. So trying to see is there are competition so to obtain real-time process plan, part agent, shop floor manager agent, and machine agent to get the optimum allocation. So how? Let us try to understand that. Main objective is suitability for order processing. Suppose you have a process planning. Process planning, what is process planning? Where how different, the one part which you have seen, 19 features, which feature will process first and which feature will process second, which operation will go first, which operation. So you are going to decide the process planning, where you are trying to select the machine according to operation, selecting a tools, you're selecting a tool approach direction, you're selecting a fixture. For that, you are trying to minimizing cost and time as well. So here in this figure, you have a number of customer, one customer, there are a number of customer which are given request. So you have got a design agent which are taking a request, and design agent is communicating with tool manager agent, which is communicating with one factory, factory 1, factory 2, factory 3. And this factory has database of tool machines. This factory has got a tool and database, and this factory has got a tool and database. And you have got a tool database of factories. And this optimization agent is taking a request, and based on this optimization, it is giving a certain operation in certain factory. Okay, now this factory may have this operation. So that is what architecture of framework. So here, what I'm trying to say, you should not go in all CPS framework itself. Here, we have talked about only process planning. Work on scheduling. You can work on supply chain. Likewise, you have to take a certain input. Here, I have skipped most of the mathematical model. I am just giving you the one mathematical model, cost and time. यहाँ पे cost में machine tool cost क्या है, machine की cost क्या है, that time, how much time is going to take for loading, unloading, fixturing for that. And their normalized functions are cost function and time function. They are mathematically modeled, and you need to finally obtain a optimal solution for minimum time between analogy between biological and mathematical process. So there are two algorithms are being compared. One is DNA, another is genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm is a evolutionary algorithm, and this is a biological algorithm. Whenever you go for any solution, always go for validation your solution. So whenever you are using a one algorithm, try to use another algorithm, compare your result with one algorithm. So this is one of takeaway. So whenever you are getting a result, so you always being asked, what is the validation of this result? So you have to always compare with it another. Of operation as you are making a process plan.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your voice is breaking, sir, a little.
Okay, it's just no issue. So I am trying to say is through one algorithm, there is process plan are being optimized. So how this process plan looks like? This is a encoding. This is what we call encoding. So whenever you have got a mathematical model, you have to encode here operation, first, fifth operation, third operation. There are number of operations are encoded. Then this operation being executed in number of machines. And this tool is number of tools, third tool will use, and this number of tool approach direction will use. So this is what we call encoding. You have got a 10 operations, 4 machines. So this is one machine, 8 tools. T1, T2, T3, T7, 8 tools, and 4 fixtures. So here you are encoding this, and you have got a 3 factory, 1 factory, 2 factory, and 3 factory. So you have got a machine change cost, tool change cost, setup change cost, and you have got these indexes together. You have got a certain output, and here you have got types and time indexes. So this is what cost indexes, and this is called time indexes. Now, this data set, this is one feature which may require drilling in either of this machine, which means this has got a tool, and this cost. If you are using a one fixture, cost is this, another fixture cost is this, and their cost are highlighted here. So from one feature to 19 feature, as we know, there are 19 feature and 21 operation. 3 machines, 8 tools, and number of tool approach directions. You are having a detailed description of data sets. With help of this, you have got an operation. There you can see there are 23 operations. And now you have got a sequence. There are 1 to 23 operation number. This is one encoding. This is what you call precedence. Precedence. First, this operation will done, then another operation will execute. So that is where you have got a solution for that. This is with another factory. This is with another factory you have got. So you have got a process plan. You have got no process plan with you. If these are the operation number we're going to execute. This is the first, fifth operation, then sixth, and fourth, likewise 19. You have got a machine, you are going to use machine, you are going to use tool. This is the one solution we have got occur. And you are comparing with another algorithm called genetic algorithm. Genetic algorithm always work in solution itself. Same way you are encoding this, you have got encoding this, same process plan, and same output. You need to optimize resource, cost need to minimize, and time need to minimize. So where, as I told you, there are a number of machine change time, change time, setup change time. Time indices, these 4 output input is being taken place. And for cost, you have got a machine change cost, tool change cost, setup change cost, machine cost, and tool cost. This is one algorithm. This algorithm is actually initialized population. I have not given this algorithm in detail, but I am just giving you, highlighting this termination criteria, parent crossover, and this is the language of genetic algorithm and evaluate population. And now you have compared this DNA. You have got a DNA. So here objective values are here, number of function evaluation are here. You can see after 7,000 iteration, you have got a optimized output. And here now objective value is now better, and you have got only 5,000 iteration. You are now optimized. So here you can see genetic algorithm is better than DNA and giving a better result. So this is what convergence graph. Whenever you are doing or writing a paper or guiding a PhD student, MTech student, BTech student, always say you need to validate your result. You always say to this wherever you are working. There are a number of parameters. I'm not going to go in these details. So there now process plan has come. Basically, what you are trying to do is there are two DNA-G approach for process plan. For geographical dispersed machine tool, where you got most suitable factory can be found, you have compared or successfully applied computer process plan. So I'm just skipping this. So question is, now I'm just opening to question answer. I'm open to question answer because time is there. So first question, objective function must, may I know how was it arrived? Ajay Vasant, objective function has arrived with various. Now you need to first decide whether it is a single objective, whether it is a multi-objective. Here I have chosen multi-objective, cost and time, जिसमें आपको cost and time में machine change cost, tool change cost. So you have to see the various research paper, how they are different costing parameters. Now for innovation, you need to think what are the other cost parameters. Like you can add some picture, you can add some other parameter, and you can develop your mathematical model. And that is the answer with Ajay. So it is a mathematical model. It was a purely mathematical model. So this algorithm has developed DNA and G, both are compared, developed with the help of MATLAB programming. So question I started with, one person has on Ravinder, Mr. Ravinder has asked question, difference between CPS and digital twin. So CPS basically is about networking products and operations, where digital twin is about operating, design, maintaining new service to maximize its value. Okay, so there are two differences. So basic difference is this. Now we have started with between cyber physical and embedded computers. The cyber physical system was integration of computer communication, embedded computer monitor control physical process in real time. तो आप अगर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के स्टूडेंट है, so you need to science, so you need to work in embedded system. So again, for that I have a one book जो मैंने आपको पिछले तो ही बताया था, नोवा पब्लिशर में बुक चैप्टर है कंप्यूटेशन मॉडलिंग सिमुलेशन और साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम. आई एम वन ऑफ द एडिटर इन दिस, where we have got a two-part basic modeling simulation, advanced modeling simulation. So objective function, Ajay Vasant has objective function must, how it was arrived. I have answered that. So there is another chapter, another book chapter, self-powered cyber physical. And now these are the journal where you can see Taylor Francis has journal on exclusively on cyber physical system. So concluding remarks is CPS in manufacturing can be considered future manufacturing system. It is internet based. You need to choose your area. You wanted to work in process intelligence, you wanted to work in product intelligence, you wanted to work internet based manufacturing. So I just given you all the three exposure in this talk. So future manufacturing about cyber physical system. और नेटवर्क बेस्ड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, जो मैंने आज आपको बताया, ई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग। ग्लोबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में इफ यू टॉक अबाउट सिंपल वन हार्ड डिस्क, गूगल इट, हाउ हार्ड डिस्क बीइंग मैन्युफैक्चर्ड, you can see there are number of different parts हार्ड डिस्क में जो यूज होते हैं वो अलग अलग कंट्री से आते हैं। मार्केट सिस्टम, market is increasing, and America, Europe, China, Japan, which are people who actually moving ahead in this. Basically, there are three areas in cyber physical system. One is hardware, software, and services. These three areas. So mainly part is hardware part, service part is lesser, and then software. Cyber physical system is basically, one second, indispensable to Industry 4. You need to have efficiency, transparency, control capacity. It is a rapidly growing interdisciplinary area in major aspects of electronics computer science. And more emphasis in Internet of Things. CPS add more emphasis to control technology. What is called Internet Things. CPS will be bio-inspired, self-healing, adapting, and resilient to attack. So academia and industry need to work together, and it has to intelligently traffic control system will be adaptive, then optimize fuel consumptions, low cost medical technology, and then patients able to transmit data reliably and securely. Thank you from my side, and if you have got any question, let me know. So I'm open.
Thank you, sir.
I hope I am giving, I have not taken too much time.
Rajiv sir, thank you.
Yes.
There is some participant request that can we have some study material on this presentation. Actually, many of the participants take notes, but it is not possible for them to take the notes properly. So some study material on cyber physical system, if you can furnish us on our mail, we will be very glad to.
Sure. 100%. I hope people has got some idea about cyber physical system.
But very nicely, the comprehensive treatment has been given to the CPS from your side, sir. So, Achin sir, are there more questions? Achin sir?
Yes, sir. Sir has answered all the queries of the participants. So now we can
deliver formal vote of thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
So on the behalf of the FDPT and SKIT family, I extend my sincere thanks to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, MNIT Jaipur, for sparing time from his busy schedule to grace this session. So today we had an opportunity to hear your expertise in the field of cyber physical systems. This will definitely put motivation in research work for a number of participants. Sir, we are grateful to you for explaining CPS concepts, CPS framework, technology, innovation hubs, embedded systems, 5C architecture for implementation of CPS, and applications of CPS are explained with live case studies of flying autonomous robots, nano hummingbird, humanoids, advanced sensor interactive billboards, interactive mirrors, gesture games, swarm robotics, and you have also explained the applications of advanced machine learning and natural processing, application of CPS in smart factory, and you have also presented a case study for optimizing machining time, a multi-object problem for prismatic part using DNA algorithm, and then we have learned the CAT distributed manufacturing system problem using DNA algorithm in a very Lucid manner. So your insights are very useful to us. Thank you, sir, for giving your precious time from your busy schedule and sharing the bundle of knowledge with us. I extend my sincere thanks to all the participants also for actively attending the sessions and showing their interest and making it interactive. And I express my sincere thanks to FDP coordinator, Professor Dheeraj Joshi, for his efforts, coordination, and motivation in organizing this Atal FDP. I would also express my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to the SKIT management for providing support and encouragement in organizing this Atal FDP. So may I now request you, all the panelists, to put on their camera for a session photograph.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Achin, Dr. Dheeraj, and Dr. Mr. Praveen, and all the organizing committee members for giving opportunity, and all the participants who patiently. Dr. Dheeraj, congratulations. अच्छा program करा रहे हैं. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's all because of the experts, sir. You are the backbone of all such programs, sir.
Yes. Oh.
And we have a pleasure to have 2 sessions from you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So best wishes.
Okay.
Happy learning.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all
3
once
more days
again.
are there. So, yeah. Signing off.
We
Bye.
hope you'll have a very good learning experience. We look forward to your presence in the next session at 11:30 a.m.